trying to reach our good friend Barbara Thurman. Barbara, thank you for trying to speak to us.
EVP, or electronic voice phenomena, are unexplained recorded voices. The existence of these recordings raise many questions. Some believe these are the voices of the dead, communicating from the other side.
I wanted to know that my son was okay. I've always been a believer in the afterlife, but never as strong as I believe it now with all the evidence that I've gathered together. When you hear that voice, it changes your reality. What is this? How could this voice be there?
There's some activity recently up here. We've heard that because of suicide.
There is some history in this room, supposedly. Persons have been spotted with the man with the top hat on, all dressed in black.
Electronic voice phenomena is the recording of paranormal voices on all sorts of recording media that should not be there. Who's there? There's no known scientific explanation for why they're there. There's thousands of people in the world claim to receive communication by the EVP. If somebody is here and somebody wants to speak or show yourself, please do so. I think the age that we're in, the time has come for this information and knowledge to come forward.
EVP is a variety of instruments that you can use to be able to connect with the other side of the able to find mind.
Repeatedly, tests have been done, and we are not picking up radio signals. The AAEDP is the American Association of Electronic Voice Phenomena. We simply exist to educate the public about EVP. Sir Isep was the original founder.
Back in about 1975, I started the quarterly newsletter, and I kept the thing going for 18 years, and it grew, and I ended up with about 300 members in about 40 states in this country, and 12 or 13 foreign countries. Yes, I heard that very heavy. He asked what life like on the other side. He said very heavy. Which maybe he's not too happy.
People studying various forms of phenomena voice, and they describe electronic voice as a thickening of available background noise.
This is a typical EVP. This is what you gotta look for, because she's right, back.
Basically what it goes down to is that we believe it's a telekinetic manipulation of physical energy. It's the type of results that we got over the years that the EVP is a communication with another level of reality, another level of intelligence.
We get so excited because, I know that this is a voice. What our association is about is bringing this to the mother that has lost the child, to the husband that's lost the wife. Right from the beginning, we're really not interested in skeptics. We're interested in helping people. I came to be here because, of course, I lost my daughter on December 23rd, 2001, and 5 months. Took her voice off her computer.
A lot of people have typically recorded and made the report. Maybe it might be just an issue, or I love you, or the name of a lost loved one. That's when I was having to find out I recognize the voice.
They're still around us. They're still here. But anyway, I mean, people have gone off to La La Land, but they're around you all the time. I think it's a very valuable tool. Healing parts of the grief. After Kathy died, I tried going to the grief therapists and psychiatrists, but none of them believed in this. So it's to form a group, we're going to form a circle, and we're willing to hold hands. And I would tell them if I got my daughter's voice, I was so excited because Yeah, right. You could use more drugs. What do you, anything you want, we'll write up for you.
Jamie died in a car accident 7 years ago.
Can you give me your name?
This is my opportunity, proactive, in reaching out.
My name's Karen Mossy, and I lost my son Rob from seizure in August 2000.
I'll never fully recover from having lost a child, but through this, I know that I can communicate with my son.
If you look closely, I know it's probably hard to see from a distance, but you're welcome to come up here after the session.
Well, it will not deter me from my past.
Everything is grown to inclusion. It's just the natural law. You know, nothing esoteric here, nothing paranormal, just unknown, just we do not know about it. So if we do not have, it will never be recognized. That's a lot to keep research. They're very scientific. From Nobel laureates to professors, and it has a long history and tradition going back over 100 years.
Think of the loved one that you want to hear from.
I think the problem is that it's not got some balance to life, so that you want to connection. You can
Try to keep it safe. Try to keep it.
Life, it doesn't end with death. It's just a transition to the next stage of life.
It's not a scary thing. It's something that is worth working with.
That's what try to keep it.
I admit it takes a lot to scare me now, but I welcome it. And my message to people, if you have their own experience, welcome it, because there's something there for you.
Anybody gets anything, raise your hand. Here's something.
We hope that in subtle little ways, if it helps people understand that there's much more to the reality of some of this myth.
Katie and Fulham. Okay, Chatterbox. If you open up to it and you provide the tools and provide the window, it's going to happen. Please try to
He and all of this other research, it's really just an entry point and a door mind to actually think about what is the greater context for existence that we find ourselves in.
Maya, please, speak to us.
If there is life after death, if we do survive physical death, what does that mean about how we choose to live in the world?
One person at a time, convince people that there's a lot of them.
Be for yourself. Make all the tests yourself. Do your own analysis, and then decide on
And yeah, who's in the house? We would like you to speak to us. Electronic voice phenomenon. The recording of paranormal voices that should not be there.
What do you consider successful into a house? 1 EVP, 2, 5?
One. It's got a three-way communication. There's the person recording, there's the person in the etheric that decides that they're going to communicate with it, and then this little piece of equipment. There's a difference between threatening and negative. I asked how many people were in the house, and I was told 13. It's for 15 years. We've never gotten anything.
It's an opportunity for them to speak when we're listening. We actually just consider it as experimenters. We're trying to learn to understand what the phenomenon is, and how it works, and what it implies, but you can see what they're not.
If someone told you both 25 years ago what you would be doing today, you would say to them,
You're crazy.
Yeah, but just for a moment, what if that is a person on the other side speaking to you? The implications are just...
Tom and Lisa Butler are paranormal investigators exploring the unexplainable. We'll follow them on an intimate journey. First, to a haunted castle in the Hollywood Hills, And then, the Chicago nightclub, a rich history of paranormal activity. They'll attempt not only to hear voices on the other side, but a door of communication between this world and the next. You lived here about 30 years. What is it that attracted you to this house and kept you here for so long? When I first came into the home, I thought maybe the house was shrouded in mysticism, surrealistic. What do you do when you first walk into a house?
I guess you just kind of get a feel of it. There is an energy here, and we're just going to have to work with it a little bit and see what we're sensing.
I go into a brand new home. It's dead. The home is dead. This home is very old, very much alive. There's a history here.
Yes.
Would that then transfer to the home in your experience?
Experience much good. So we're going to go into this bedroom up here, I think. Interesting, in this room, okay, I feel almost like a barometric pressure. All right, I'm going to try in this point for a second here. You don't need to intrude on your space. You need no harm. We'd like a message from you.
That energy is still going somewhere. Do you feel an energy in this house? From the beginning.
We were up here just a second ago, and Tom felt like there was somebody that didn't want us in the room.
So perhaps that's why there's no communication there?
Perhaps they've left.
Should we go to the other part?
Okay, we'll do that. This is a little alcove going towards the outside. A lot of times in a small area, it depends on how much traffic, but we'll pick up things in a small area. So again, we ask if somebody is here with us, we mean no harm, we'd like to know about you. Can you tell us your name? Thank you so much for speaking to us.
What is it? There's a red light here. When your voice was talking, the light was on. And when everything was quiet, I saw it flashing.
Correct, in the other room.
It wasn't doing it.
It's a voice activated recorder.
Would you call this a haunted house? Again, surreal. So in the cracks. So this is the basement area of Hawthorne Castle. Walking in, there's anything.
You spend a lot of time. I think somebody with an easy chair sitting here, almost reclusive.
Like an older person was in this room?
So what I'm trying to do is ask if we can ask who it is.
Alright. Is there, tell us about the history of this room.
Can you give us the name of the person that's sensing that used to spend a lot of time here?
This house was Hollywood. Original Hollywood, the Hollywood Hills before Beverly Hills. Or a big program of these two. Barbara Stanwyck lived here. Her husband, Frank Faith. And then Penny of the Great.
They're trying probably every bit as hard to reach us than we are to reach them. And all of these messages truly a demonstration of one, I'm all right, or two, you're going to be all right too.
We're going to stretch that out. The very first recording, you're going to get your best voice.
Now you've isolated a portion. I see you've highlighted an area.
And usually I loop it back and forth.
You think that's the voice saying talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take it more of this one.
So there's a lot of noise before it.
You believe that should be an EVP?
Right. We were all together. None of us said hi.
Or I or anything.
And once again, your clarify that is important. In a way, it's kind of appropriate because what we're doing is walking upstairs into that area.
There are a lot of levels here, a lot of locations. We're going to go to several of them. We'll lead us through. When you get a sense of something, we'll stop. We'll talk about it. Okay, so why don't we go?
When we go into an area like this, we sense that there's an entity in there. In effect, we're asking a stranger to talk with us. So when we talk to them, we should respect asking if they'll talk to us. And so that's part of what this is about.
This is common use of Butler, and we would like to, if whoever is here, I can feel it. Tell me who you are.
Some will tell you about the disembodied lights in some of the darkened hallways that are unaccountable. Glass bottles being thrown from shelves by unseen hands have been reported, and actual outlines, sizable outlines of people that come back again and again.
I think that this person might not want to speak.
There are cold spots in the building, even on the hottest night.
We mean no harm. We simply communicate with the beings that are in this building. Why have you stayed here? Keep communicating. It's very interesting that this is quieter. I thought this is quieter than the hallway. And yet we were picking up, definitely picking up something. And it got cold.
You go with what you sense. You trust it. Go with it. If you're looking away from that corner, it's better for us to look than to ignore it.
You can go this way, you can go this way. You're led. You want to go this way. It's much like the little tingling at the back of your neck when someone walks into the room and you look to see where they are and there's nobody there.
So far, what I'm seeing is location, definite location.
Where something happened, you think, or?
I don't know. It's like a palpable difference in how I feel right now and where we're going to go in a few minutes. There's one area that makes me very, very sad, and I haven't experienced that before, actually. So it'd be very interesting to report that area. Terrible sadness I feel here. Why? You know that you're dead.
During the Great Chicago Fire, we have an account from the journal of the curator of the Chicago Historical Society at that time, who reports that there was a group of 3 or 4 women that had run into the building to hide from the fire, essentially, and who never emerged. And so it's believed their spirits may also be trapped here. So.
We're going to need to do this too. They're not talking. And they're here.
There was a ship called the Eastland, which was on the Chicago River, playing host to an employee's outing for a local energy company, and unexpectedly it capsized, trapping about 900 men, women, and children. And a number of the buildings in the area, as you said, were turned to makeshift morgues.
It's important before I leave this building that if I can, I get them to communicate what it is that's doing.
Do you feel that we're intruding at this point?
Maybe.
Do you want to try it without us?
I would like to.
Why don't we let you try it without us?
All right.
We'll leave.
All right.
You stay.
All right.
And we'll talk now.
All right. I appreciate it. Please. Check him. It's okay. Is there anything that we can do to help you? You know, if you just look up, if you just look up, you just look for the light, and there'll be people there to greet you. think about it, all right? Okay.
Well, in some cases, we're dealing with spirits that were taken from bodies at a young age or prematurely. It wouldn't be unusual for a spirit to be grieving its own loss.
I think maybe we got support. It's okay. It's okay.
So you really don't know if there's a success until days or weeks later.
That's right.
You've had a week to analyze. You're about to play something that happened in my presence. You walked up the stairs to Hollywood. You were about to go in the bedroom. Let's hear what happened. You hear footsteps, a blood walking, and you hear the book. I heard Betty's. Yeah.
I would say if the spirit reside there and then they accepted it and wanted to talk.
And did you get that same feeling in Chicago?
I've never experienced anything like that in my life. This was, I mean, you saw how I fell apart.
Tom, have you ever seen Lisa react this way?
I've never seen her get emotional. We tried not to, actually, because we feel like we're trying to be somewhat analytical about it.
Did you find any EVPs?
We had a man who came first and said, I did it. So it's like, what did he do, right? And then he said, my ship.
We feel like these EVPs are coming from the person that either the captain of the ship or a pirate of the ship somehow felt responsible for the deaths. And I did it. It's pretty clear on that.
And when I started getting emotional, and I was saying, I would say,
Think for a second about the enormity of what this means. We're trying to put it in perspective that you have this voice, and not only that, but you responded to something we asked.
What bigger proof is it that he survived death? And this is objective evidence.
The most logical thing for us all to do now is to revisit what we call death and change it to something else that is, like we say, transition mode. That is how, after you get past the shock, you start looking for solutions. And that's what we hope to have people do.
EVP is extremely easy for anyone to do. All you need is a typical cassette recorder that you can purchase at any store or online. This is the body type that we would suggest because the buttons are bigger, and since EVPs are short, 2 seconds, you're going to hear little snippets of sound that you're going to want to play. With the cassette recorder, you also are going to want to use some sort of microphone. Hopefully it's just something that you have around the house.
One of the keys to it, though, is that you do need to supply background noise.
People actually use running water, a fan, a radio station turned to white noise generator.
You need to have a counter. You need to have a headphone jack to plug in your headphones.
So that's it for cassette recorder. The recorder that Tom and I now use, and we have used for the last 2 years, is called a IP40. They are voice activated. They'll only activate when we speak or spirit activates them. This cuts down on the time needed to listen back to recording.
As a recording device, it turns out that the internal noise of the circuitry is what actually causes the noise necessary for the formation of the voice. So you don't have to bring noise generators with you. You don't have to bring anything. You can choose them by themselves. If you are willing or able to make the step from the cassette recorder into an IP recorder with a computer, then it opens up quite a world for you in terms of capability. There's a lot of side benefits of that, but when you use the computer, now all of a sudden you use amplification, noise filtration. You can cut licenses of it and actually save just the email to your friends. And on our website, dailybvp.com, we have instructions how to be able to record the computer and also how to work with the software, experiments.
It takes a lot of time to listen back to these carefully. So we would suggest you only record 3 to 5 minutes. For some reason, their energy is highest at the very beginning. So turn the recorder on, wait 30 seconds, and then announce yourself. We wanted to show you what a typical EVP is like. You're on the next step, and you're not speaking. Okay, now, I just feel like I heard something, so why don't you take your cursor and highlight that area. I get a paranormal voice asking us, who's there? Many people all over the world are recording voices. This was recorded in an area where there was a guest, and so you will hear me say, can you tell us your name? Maybe you'll be able to hear him say Jason.
Okay.
Then Tom will amplify it.
You can start to hear them. Now if we do the whole thing,
That isn't filtered, it isn't messed with. You don't want to just take our word for it. You can do this too. You can record who are on the other side. You can record their voices through Simple.